To conduct a dry park check procedure on a front-wheel drive vehicle with a rack and pinion system, start by placing the wheels on a flat, dry surface. Have a technician or assistant rock the steering wheel back and forth between the 11 and 1 o'clock position. Since the tires are on a hard surface, any play or wear will be taken up by the components. Now we'll check both inner and outer tie rod ends. There is no visible play in the outer tie rod end, so this passes inspection. Now for the inner tie rod end, we actually have to pinch the boot so we can feel for play. I do not feel any movement, so this passes inspection as well. For this particular vehicle, one of the recommended tests is the wiggle test. With the tires on a flat surface, grab the Zerk fitting. If you feel any play in the Zerk fitting, that would mean the ball joint has excessive play and should be replaced. Now there's another test we can perform also where we would actually jack the vehicle up, let the tire hang, and then we're going to check and see if there's any perceptible movement in the ball joint by grabbing the tire at 11 and 7 and shaking the tire back and forth. One of the ways to determine how to lift the vehicle is to check if the ball joint is a load-carrying type ball joint or a non-load carrying type ball joint. All you really have to do is look at the ball joint's control arm. If the spring touches the control arm anywhere, it's a load-carrying ball joint. If the spring does not contact the control arm, in this case it touches the McPherson strut and mount, so it's a non-load carrying ball joint. Since this is a non-load carrying ball joint, I'll grab the tire at 6 o'clock and 12 o'clock positions and shake the tire back and forth and look for any movement in the boot area. I don't see any play in that boot, so it passes this inspection. If we did see any movement, we would have to replace the ball joint. Nissan pickup truck load carrying ball joint. So to check a load carrying ball joint, in most cases, they want you to lift the vehicle up by the control arm as close to the ball joint as possible to get the tire off the ground. Once we get this, now what we're going to do is we're going to actually lift the tire up and down and check for play in the ball joint. If you see a small amount of play, you want to measure it to make sure it's within the manufacturer specifications. To do this, you'll need to use a dial indicator. In this case, the play only turns out to be 3 thousandths. Well, then I consult my spec guide and see if that play is allowable. Yes, it is. It's well within the specifications. So this ball joint, even though there's some play in it, is technically a good ball joint. There are a couple methods for checking sway bar links with the vehicle on the ground. One way is to place the palm of your hand under the link and push up and down. Another way is to grab the link itself and actually jounce and rebound or push up and down on the vehicle. There should be no play felt whatsoever while conducting either method.